Ohio University football has won 3 in a row over the Marshall Thundering Herd. Ring that victory bell again. Hi, everybody. I'm Russ Eisenstein, the voice of the Bobcats. Rob Cornelius joins me. Grant Burkhardt is here, too. Final score at Peden Stadium, 34-31. The final, Ohio wins again over Marshall, and that's great to hear.
Yeah, 3 in a row, and 13 turnovers, kind of what forces the Ohio hand. The offense wasn't spectacular, but when they got the ball in the turns, they scored it 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah, and it started early on, Grant. The turnover machine was back and working again, and boom, Ohio gets one, scores first. And you said, Ohio scores first, they generally win. They did again.
37, now 38-11 under Frank Solich when they score first, something like 23-34 when they don't. So this is a team that needs to get out fast, and they got 2 fumbles in the first quarter, and the first 2 drives or 3 drives for Marshall, and that was the tone, turnovers.
Yeah, and they needed every one of them. The offense did enough, and tonight winning by 3. Obviously, when you get all the turnovers that they had, they were all huge, but it was the way that it happened. Bringing some aggression and then getting some luck, too, on a special teams turnover.
No, the turnover in the back of the end zone, obviously, on a kick return. That was the big exclamation point against Marshall. Late interception for Devin Bass, the busiest man in Athens County tonight. All in all, a solid win for Ohio. You didn't run away from them, but you got the win, survive, and advance.
Yeah, and this means a lot. I think it means a lot to the fans. I think the rivalry started to mean a lot more to Marshall because of the recent losses. Last time here, last time down in Huntington, to flex some muscle over a team that used to dominate a league that they left, well, I mean, that means a lot.
Yeah, and a Marshall team that a lot of folks, including folks in Huntington, thought might be the best team in Con USA, might be on the way to a 10-2, 11-1, 12-0. This certainly puts this early stopper on those guys.
Yeah, and it was huge, too, because on the offensive side, the drives that were successful, there were a couple that were really long, Grant, to be able to use all of the faculties, use all of your tools, Troy Hill, Matt Waters, Chase Cochran, all those guys, they all played well tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of names of guys that really haven't been involved for the first couple games. Troy Hill caught the first touchdown pass. Dante Foster got involved tonight, and he really hasn't been for the first 3 games or so. But I think the win inside of a win, we talked about this a little bit on the radio broadcast, is his team's a little bit banged up, and they sustained no more major injuries. I think that's a huge key for tonight's win.
Yeah, Rakeem Cato, Marshall's quarterback, did have a good statistical game, but he didn't go nuts, and Ohio kept him under wraps. 34-31 the final. Here's how it looked and sounded at Peden Stadium. Trips left, wide receiver right, 3rd and goal at the Marshall 5. Back to pass, Tettleton, pump fake, pulls it down, throws it back of the end zone, caught. 6 for the Cats. Troy Hill was huge on that drive, and the Cats are on top 6-0. 1st and goal at the 3. Blankenship behind Tettleton. Ohio trying to go up by 2 scores. Handoff Bow. Through and in. Touchdown. Cats from 3 yards away. 6 for Ohio, and the Cats are on top 23-10 as they get inside that south house. Tettleton's out of the pistol. Tight end left is Hill. 3rd down and goal at the 2. Waters in motion. He'll be a blocker to the right side. Hand off to Blankenship. Runs right side. Behind blocking, and 6 for the Cats. Josiah Yazdani, who is from Albany and Alexander High School, gives it a boot. And it will be bounced and taken at the 10. Bobble drops, and this ball is loose. It's kicked back into the end zone. Back through the end zone. Ohio got there. Touchdown! Touchdown, Cats! For the Herd, ball at their own 17. Back to pass. Cato has all kinds of time. Steps up, throws a fastball that's low. It's intercepted. Devin Bass picked it off. Baby, what a big-time night he's had. This to put Ohio up by 2 scores. Snap back, pull down, kick up, and it is good. It all looked pretty good, and the sound of that bell was pretty good, too. Ohio's won it for 3 in a row now over the Herd. Now you've got 1AA, FCS, Austin Peay coming up, and then an off week after that. The momentum's starting to build. You feel good about yourself after the loss to Louisville. Things are looking good.
And you played really what I would call par golf for the Ohio Bobcats. Where did you expect to be after week 3? I think you're right where you expected to be. And now with a game, hopefully a chance to get well, then a week off, and then a first game in the MAC against Akron. You gave Michigan a scare today, but no one's picking Akron to win this league right now. I think this is a good setup for the Cats to get to 5-1.
Yeah, and you were down there on the sideline, Grant. I think the momentum and the emotion, it's a lot different than it was maybe even at the start of the North Texas game.
Well, you can sense there was I'm not saying there's a lot of it, but there was a little bit of doubt coming out of Louisville about this team. Yeah. They're doubting themselves even. And when they got up 31-17 tonight, you could feel that there was a weight kind of lifted off of them, a lot more fun, a lot more emotion on that sideline. And we had Devin Bass up here after the game, and he said, we're just focused on 1-0. And I know that's cliche, but it works.
Well, gentlemen, I enjoyed it. I think the fans did too. Ohio wins it by 3. Thanks to Tanner Smith and Tony Germain for their Bobcat TV work. Now for Rob Cornelius and Grant Burkhardt. I'm Russ Eisenstein. Cats win it again over the Herd, 34-31. And this is Bobcat TV.